and not enough. These resources, gathered from exception, seem magnificence and poverty. My friends, Providence has come down to expedients. What does a revolution prove? That God is in a quandary. He effects a coup d'etat because he, God, has not been able to make both ends meet. In fact, this confirms me in my conjectures as to Jehovah's fortune. And when I see so much distress in heaven and on earth, from the bird who has not a grain of millet to myself without 100,000 livres of income, when I see human destiny, which is very badly worn, and even royal destiny, which is threadbare, witness the Prince de Conde hung, when I see winter, which is nothing but a rent in the zenith through which the wind blows, when I see so many rags even in the perfectly new purple of the morning on the crests of the hills, when I see the drops of dew, those mock pearls, when I see the frost, that paste, when I see humanity ripped apart and events patched up, and so many spots on the sun, and so many holes in the moon, when I see so much misery everywhere, I suspect that God is not rich. The appearance exists, it is true, but I feel that he is hard up. He gives a revolution as a tradesman whose money box is empty gives a ball. God must not be judged from appearances. Beneath the gilding of heaven I perceive a poverty-stricken universe. Creation is bankrupt. That is why I am discontented. Here it is the 4th of June. It is almost night. Ever since this morning I have been waiting for daylight to come. It has not come, and I bet that it won't come all day. This is the inexactness of an ill-paid clerk. Yes, everything is badly arranged. Nothing fits anything else. This old world is all warped. I take my stand on the opposition everything goes awry. The universe is a tease. It's like children. Those who want them have none, and those who don't want them have them. Total, I'm vexed. Besides, L'Aigle des Meaux, that bald head offends my sight. It humiliates me to think that I am of the same age as that baldy. However, I criticize, but I do not insult. The universe is what it is. I speak here without evil intent, and to ease my conscience. Receive, Eternal Father, the assurance of my distinguished consideration. Ah, by all the saints of Olympus, and by all the gods of paradise, I was not intended to be a Parisian. That is to say, to rebound forever, like a shuttlecock between two battledores, from the group of the loungers to the group of the roisterers. I was made to be a Turk, watching Oriental houris all day, executing those exquisite Egyptian dances, as sensuous as the dream of a chaste man, or a Beauceron peasant, or a Venetian gentleman surrounded by gentle women, or a petty German prince, furnishing the half of a foot soldier to the Germanic Confederation, and occupying his leisure with drying his breeches on his hedge, that is to say, his frontier. Those are the positions for which I was born. Yes, I have said a Turk, and I will not retract. I do not understand how people can habitually take Turks in bad part. Mohammed had his good points, respect for the inventor of seraglios, with oris and paradises, with odalisques. Let us not insult Mohammedanism, the only religion which is ornamented with a hen roost. Now, I insist on a drink. The earth is a great piece of stupidity, and it appears that they are going to fight, all those imbeciles, and to break each other's profiles, and to massacre each other in the heart of summer, in the month of June, when they might go off with a creature on their arm to breathe the immense heaps of new mown hay in the meadows. Really, people do commit altogether too many follies. An old broken lantern, which I have just seen at a bric-a-brac merchant's, suggests a reflection to my mind. It is time to enlighten the human race. Yes, behold me sad again. That's what comes of swallowing an oyster and a revolution the wrong way. I am growing melancholy once more. Oh, frightful old world! People strive, turn each other out, prostitute themselves, kill each other, and get used to it. and Grantaire, after this fit of eloquence, had a fit of coughing, which was well earned. "A propos of revolution," said Joly, "it is decidedly aberrant that Marius is in love." "Does any one know with whom?" demanded Laigle. "Do." "No?" "Do, I tell you." "Marius' love affairs!" exclaimed Grantaire. "I can imagine it. Marius is a fog, and he must have found a vapour. Marius is of the race of poets. He who says poet, says fool, madman, Timbraeus Apollo. Marius and his Marie, or his Marion, or his Maria, or his Mariette, they must make a queer pair of lovers. I know just what it is like. Ecstasies in which they forget to kiss. Pure on earth, but joined in heaven, they are souls possessed of senses. They lie among the stars." Grantaire was attacking his second bottle, and possibly his second harangue, when a new personage emerged from the square aperture of the stairs. It was a boy less than 10 years of age, ragged, very small, yellow, with an odd phiz, a vivacious eye, an enormous amount of hair, drenched with rain and wearing a contented air. The child, unhesitatingly making his choice among the three, addressed himself to Laigle de Meaux. "Are you Monsieur Bossuet?" "That is my nickname," replied Laigle. "What do you want with me?" "This. A tall blond fellow on the boulevard said to me: 'Do you know Mother Hucheloup?' I said: 'Yes, Rue Chanvrerie.' 'The old man's widow,' he said to me. 'Go there. There you will find M. Bossuet. Tell him from me, A B C.' It's a joke that they're playing on you, isn't it? He gave me 10 sous." "Joly, lend me 10 sous," said Laigle, and turning to Grantaire: "Grantaire, lend me 10 sous." This made 20 sous, which Laigle handed to the lad. "Thank you, sir," said the urchin. "What is your name?" inquired Laigle. "Navet, Gavroche's friend." "Stay with us," said Laigle. "Breakfast with us," said Grantaire. The child replied: "I can't. I belong in the procession. I'm the one to shout 'Down with Polignac!'" And executing a prolonged scrape of his foot behind him, which is the most respectful of all possible salutes, he took his departure. The child gone, Grantaire took the word: "That is the pure bred gamin. There are a great many varieties of the gamin species. The notary's gamin is called 'Skip the gutter'; the cook's gamin is called a scullion; the baker's gamin is called a mitron; the lackey's gamin is called a groom; the marine gamin is called the cabin boy; the soldier's gamin is called the drummer boy; the painter's gamin is called paint grinder; the tradesman's gamin is called an errand boy; the courtesan gamin is called the mignon; the kingly gamin is called the dauphin; the god gamin is called the bambino." In the meantime Laigle was engaged in reflection. He said half aloud: "A B C, that is to say, the burial of Lamarque." "The tall blonde," remarked Grantaire, "is Enjolras, who is sending you a warning." "Shall we go?" ejaculated Bossuet. "It's radig," said Joly. "I have swore to go through fire, but not through water. I don't want to get a cold." "I shall stay here," said Grantaire. "I prefer a breakfast to a hearse." "Conclusion: we remain," said Laigle. "Well, then, let us drink. Besides, we might miss the funeral without missing the riot." "Ah, the riot! I am with you," cried Joly. Laigle rubbed his hands. "Now we're going to touch up the Revolution of 1830. As a matter of fact, it doesn't hurt the people along the seams." "I don't think much of your Revolution," said Grantaire. "I don't execrate this government. It is the crown tempered by the cotton nightcap. It is a sceptre ending in an umbrella. In fact, I think that to day, with the present weather, Louis Philippe might utilize his royalty in 2 directions. He might extend the tip of the sceptre end against the people, and open the umbrella end against heaven." The room was dark. Large clouds had just finished the extinction of daylight. There was no